Hello retro fans. I've got my upgrade of this C64 in a plexi laser case with SMD rework and all that stuff. Almost done. I just need to assemble it and just want to give you a brief update what has been done so far, and well, let's have a look how it is actually assembled. So let's switch over to the camera view, and I think the main and obvious thing is the change of the SIDs to Swinsid Ultimates on this Mixsid, which has been installed previously already. And the tricky thing here was that especially the Swinsid Ultimate is a little bit big, so to say, and compared to, for example, the ARM SID or a standard SID, which is not the standard SID. Then let's go for this one. You can see that the PCB used for the Swinsid Ultimate is indeed huge, and the sockets of the Mixsid are aligned so closely together that basically the Swinsid Ultimate won't fit onto the Mixsid without modification of the Swinsid Ultimate. So I had to grind off the edge, the left edge of the right Swinsid Ultimate and the right edge of the left Swinsid Ultimate in order to get them installed onto the Mixsid here. And well, this was kind of a mechanical part. And then I had to do some configuration work, which was, well, indeed quite easy, because on the C64, especially on the Mixsid, we can select which SID is going to be SID number 1. That's so-called priority select. And if we set the Mixsid to stereo mode and address the second SID to a different base address, then we just need to switch the priority, and then we are able to configure the Swinsid Ultimate, which is located at the base address D400, and therefore it is quite easy. And as a next thing, I added a couple of heatsinks which were missing before, and that's probably not really for a better heat distribution or something like this, because most of those ICs are not getting very hot. But in order to have some kind of even look across the board, so to say, I added those 3 missing heatsinks here. And one of the next thing, and I'm going to show you as a short time-lapse video while I'm talking, was adding a socket for the SuperPLA. And that's basically a little bit tricky, because the SuperPLA has a different raster size or different drilling dimension, pin dimension, distance, whatever. And therefore it was really a little bit tricky to first get sockets for this. And this was the reason why I haven't done this in the first step of this upgrade, because I had really a long search until I was able to find a socket. And finally I found them on eBay in Italy, and had a lot of issues with the shipment, because the first shipment was missing about half of the sockets, and I think I got 5 or something like this, and 3 of them were broken. So I well, claimed that I get the missing ones and some substitute for the broken ones. And it took a couple of weeks until the next package arrived, and surprise, surprise, I got another set of broken sockets. But I mean, out of 10 I have about 4 or 5 working sockets, and it's basically okay, because most of the time it's not really required to exchange the SuperPLA. I had just one occasion, one 469 board with a broken SuperPLA, And on this board there were many other things broken, like the VIC and the CPU and the CS. So I assume it has it went through some kind of short circuit or some I don't know, high voltage stroke or something like this. But basically it's really hard to kill this IC. And basically the next thing we have done is putting this SD-RAM upgrade to the board, and this replaced the original 2 DRAM ICs, which are, well, kind of unreliable on some revisions of the 469 boards. So Commodore has used a different brands or different type of ICs, and some tend to fail over the time. So this is something I repair quite frequently on 469 boards, that either one of the RAM ICs is broken. And it wasn't really the purpose on this board. I mean, initially, as I started the SMD rework, the board was not working, and it was due to a broken IC, RAM IC. But at this time I replaced this with a new IC and everything was fine. But since this very cool SD-RAM PCB adapter is available, we thought that's a good idea to put this onto this board as well, as a next step of, well, I don't know, geekiness or so, just because it's doable. And I even added a small LED on the bottom of this PCB to have some additional lighting, so we got under RAM lighting, so which is very cool, some underglow effect here. It's a little bit hard to see, so that's probably some feature for a night or something like this. And well, basically that's all we have done so far. And if we're just going to switch over to the C64 view, we can have a look at the standard screen. And I have updated the feature page as well. So if we use our hotkey to select the feature page, we can see that the modification is Mixsid with 2 Swinsid ultimates and the SD-RAM mod. This has been changed so far, and the other things keep the same. And well, basically that's all I have done for this step of the upgrade. And I ran it through a couple of tests. So I was using the Check64, for example, and used the Ultimax RAM checker for about 12 hours to check whether the SD-RAM mod is working fine. And then I let it run for about 5 hours through the diagnostics tests, where all the parts on this C64 are tested. And except for the SID configuration, everything works fine. So the diagnostics are looking for a certain analog input value, and this is different amongst all those SID replacements, and therefore the diagnostics are saying there's something wrong with the SID and with the control ports. But a joystick test showed me that everything's working fine. Well, and that's basically all I have to say about this upgrade so far. I'm going to show you a couple of pictures how it looks like when it is completely assembled and closed. This was requested by one of the comments during the last video. And this is going to be, let's say, the final conclusion, the final state of this video, so that we have everything together. And yes, that's almost all I have to say. Everything is working fine. USB connection is working fine. All that stuff. So there are no issues at all. And as I said, I'm going to show you a couple of pictures, how it looks completely assembled and how it looks with and without lighting. And as usual, thank you very much for watching, and see you for the next episode. Bye bye.